Alright, I think everybody can hear me now. Um, Glorious. Good to know. Good to know. Uh, Double check my audio. Is there sound? I don't know if there's sound. I am unsure. I don't have any audio coming from my phone. What in the bloody blue? Oh, there it is. Okay. I can hear myself. That's good. All right. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? Ever so slightly, a little bit. Let's do it. Saddle up, boys and girls. Here we go. Hi, everybody. It is me, the one, the only, the soon to no longer be Sicilian Strangler Vincenzo Vichetti. I am happy to be here. I look good. I look real good in this uh, Captain Lou Albano type shirt. I'm happy. I'm aged into what makes me. All right, baby. So I am at La Casa. We're hanging out here because, well, I'm in the wrong part of the frame. There we go. The camera looks like it's going right over this shoulder. That's what I'm trying to scoot over. No, this is the dead center where I put everything. Hard to focus when the eyeball that you're supposed to be looking at is looking past you. Hell is it's a Mothman. That's fine. Um, I hope everybody's had a really good Memorial Day last week, and then my Memorial Day was yesterday. I got nothing better to do out than work, and I worked this morning on this stream. I had to, as well. Let's face no one else is going to do the work for me. We are going to sit down here, and I can change the screen. I don't know which one's happier. This one or this one. Yeah, it just shows my face. This one's just for conversation and teaching. This is my display case. Okay. We are going to return to the adventure that I was going on with Brother Scottish. Uh, Palled around with me in Scotland, and I have not gotten to sit down and dream quickly. It's not so much that I'm going to forget hardly anything. It's that I will forget to mention it out loud while I'm not. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not saying it to you, which makes your life. Um, or lighting, lighting's driving me. I try not to have light directly on my face, but I put my contacts in just for this situation. It needs to. That's a little. I just didn't want it to be right away. God knows. Um, Hopefully Scottish comes along. He knows I'm going to be doing this stream. I didn't tell him when. Um, Hopefully he wanders around and visits us. And if not, he and I spent plenty of time together. We don't need to be palling around on here. We're looking for Pac-Man in particular. This stream, I need Pac-Man. But whether it's the sandwich or it's Mike Storm, or it's the Beer Jesus, or it's the Crash, the lovely Crash, who we need to thank up front right now. We got paid last month specifically because of Crash. Okay, we have to put the thank you out. Crash Override, his whole community did a really great job of donating bits to me and us. So I get to turn that right back around into the product. And I have a new overlay that I'm on for when we go into uh, post Vinny era. And I realize that I'm going to lose quite a few of my uh, followers because when Vinny goes away, that thing that held people here won't be here anymore. Um, I just don't want to do this shtick the rest of my life. I out. Retire. I'm not doing shtick anymore. If you're here specifically for this, I apologize in advance. We will show you what life looks like going forward. Today we're going to discuss day 2 of our trip to Scotland. I left on the 20th April. Yeah, the last stream we talked about, and I didn't talk enough about. Let me open this one up. I didn't talk enough about this meet. I did it justice. I don't think I did it justice because I got to thinking about it. In this Manhattan, that cherry, that liqueur cherry in the bottom was magnificent. It was very, very flavorful. And like he said, that he could smell it across the table. This was called the Haggis Hunter. It was a beer that was local, and it was a very good lager. I was highly impressed with that. Of course, you see the Iron Brew in the background, but had a good head on it. Had really good flavor. But your neeps and tatis and your haggis. Um, this was his appetizer. Uh, we've discussed this at length. This was his meal. I think it was lamb rump chips here. Um, it was tasty. He gave me a piece of it. It was tasty, obviously chips, but meat very very good, and that chutney they put on top with it very well. But this right here, the mussels. I had mussels with mussels. Someone else, I was later on in the journey. I wanted to do that again, heavy, heavy, and they're like, nah, so light. But this here is the mussels that they served. Cilantro in here, onion, and wonderful sauce. And I dipped my bread in that sauce and soaked it up. It was immaculate. But this thing right here, I don't feel like I did enough justice to it last time. The bok choy, the clams, mussels, the uh, tortilla, which he pointed out to me was, and white fish here, noodles, and it was like a fettuccine sort of thing in the bottom. But these right here, I have never had perfectly cooked prawns before. Where you peel it apart and it just there's nothing in there. It's just liquid. It's the most amazing thing to try. But I don't feel like I gave that meal enough of. I want everyone to understand that food that you eat over there is a whole different ball game. Highly recommend. Out of the states for any length of time, please go to yourself. Okay, so we're gonna go up the road on day 2. That was the 21st. This is the 22nd we're talking about. It wasn't a day full of wild adventure. It wasn't like this is something we're gonna go balls out and we're gonna go do some weird shit. No, this was the start of let's decompress you from America and let's gently coax you into Scotland. Uh, we obviously were in the hotel about a block over and around the corner from this front door of Queen Street. I took this picture of the reflection of the beautiful building in the background, but this is the train station outside on the street. On the inside, however, they have a thoroughly convenience store. It's like a miniature mini grocery and uh, display things very, very strangely to Americans. And I like to point out some of these differences, but also I want you to just look at how beautiful. This was a Greg's right here. This is a Greg's. There's a Greg's in here, and then there's a miniature grocery, an H&K. I'm pretty sure is what I get hit me. So this thing here is absolutely gorgeous at breakfast time. Matter of fact, I'm starting to think it maybe this was not the same day as it might have been. It strikes me that that's what I'm doing, but I feel like this picture's out of place. I do. We'll see what happens. Uh, yeah, I feel like this picture's out of place. But if it is, it is. This is the display case at a Greg's, and this is the cute pastry section of the Greg's, which makes me feel like this is out of place. Because I took this picture or a picture similar to this on my last time in Edinburgh. I can't swear to you where this picture is from. Closely enough. You got your donuts, you got your gingerbread, but the Easter cookies. We're just coming off of Easter. Right? You got the Easter cookies. You got these star-shaped cookies. But look at the muffin. Look at the tots. But look down here at these beautiful custard, some kind of a pineapple cake. But this thing right here, that thing I got at one point, and it was really. I was shocked. Yeah, I expected it to be very, very sugar heavy, and it just wasn't. It was very, very good, very cozy type food. Uh, I also got a. So this could be the same thing because they had croissants. I bought. This may be the same. Yeah, the croissant I got because over here you can't get a croissant that. It just can't. It doesn't happen. Yeah, this was the play case. Now we're in this miniature grocery, okay? And with the miniature grocery, there's some wonderful, wonderful pastry. Um, Look at the display case. There's some things that Americans are going to find very, very odd, to say the least. Find it very, very odd. Let's go with, for starters, the fact that the dividers are very low. You have not really cross contamination, but you have pastries touching pastry. And in the world of America, where everybody's allergic to every fucking thing, you can't have that. Also, it's not covered completely, right? There's not a holster for this thing that's decontaminated. Here's a bag just laying on the shelf. You have a bag, a place to get bags from. But this has got lining paper on it. This is just straight wood, and got nothing but a wire grate holding it, falling onto the floor. It's not plastic. It's 3D. Clean that in American culture would be a nightmare. Okay, the fact that they live like this and are as healthy as they are tells you that We don't need all of the crap that we put ourselves through. If you make it a fresh pastry and you put it on the shelf, it doesn't matter what it touches, and it doesn't matter how it sits there. It's gonna get eaten or it's gonna get disposed of and recycled, uh, compost or what have you. I love the way they display things. Here's another display case. These are sandwiches. Sandwiches. These are sandwiches. And in these sandwiches, like your gas station sandwiches, look at the different thing here. I want you to look at something that's very important. This is paper. There's plastic, and I'm sure it's probably plastic lined, but there's plastic, very little plastic, but it's cardboard, paper, right here, which is far and away different from America where everything's packed in plastic. Everything's packed in plastic. Then you got these things. Uh, they are wraps. They're in a paper with a little plastic sheet over top. You see this more commonly now in the States with plays, but this stuff here is hardly ever seen. Here's really thin, probably not exactly durable, but recyclable plastics with paper, less stickers, holding it all together. There's your sushi looking packages there, but you see how they have this. Here's some yogurt with whatever this is dipping, and there's your apples, right? Got all kinds of healthy options if you choose to eat vegetables. They have shrimp, a lot of shrimp, a lot of fish, meat pies everywhere. Here's some pears. Now in America, the pears are generally just in the basket. You gotta get a plastic bag and pears that you. If they're in a bag, they're already packed in a bag, specific sizes, specific style, uh, barcode. These are packed to protect them from bruising and to minimize plastic, minimize the waste. I really like this little holsters. Is love with it. Same thing with your apples. Like we do the vine ripened tomatoes. They're doing that with apples. Very very little packaging, four in a package. And I had to take a picture of this little jug of milk. It's super tiny. It's just a little pint of milk, but it was so adorable. I had to take a picture of it. There's my meat fist next to this little jug. It's so tiny, just cute. All it was. Here we go with some iron brew. First time I had seen a 2 liter bottle. A 2 liter bottle of iron brew, $2 30. Sorry, £2.30. Right, £2.30. And here's some free garnishes for go to sugar free. Look at these packages here. So in the States, you have these stupid packages with a hole in them that hang on a pegboard, and a lot of waste because there's a lot of air above the product because it has to hang. These things here, very very compact and adorable packaging. Like this is cool. Um, M&S. There it is. M&S products. Here's a picture of their silverware. They have knives, spoons, forks, and they're all made out of wood. So it doesn't matter how many of them you have. None of them are wrapped in plastic. They're made out of wood or bamboo or whatever, and they're out there like this. They're not covered. They're not in a plastic bag. They're not in a box. they're out there like this. If you need a fork, bada bing, bada boom, you got a fork, right? Go fork yourself. All right, so we left the train station, which gorgeous, and I believe we had to go down. Yeah, we were in a different level. We weren't in the upstairs, downstairs section of this train station, and yeah, because we had to go. Yeah. Anyway, I took pictures of this because it was very Fallout. It looked very, very Fallout to me. The rough looking area here. It struck me as Fallout. This did too. It had that real bad vibe of, you know what, that might not be a hallway you want to go. That one might be. I it looked not dilapidated, but it looked derelict. I had to take. Here's another shot of just an odd world to be. I was. Here we are on the train. I'm taking pictures of shit against the wall. This tells you this is the next stop, and it's constantly flowing. So it tells you that, hey, we're next stop is here. This train's going all the way to. Oh, it didn't play any music. Didn't play any music. It didn't play any music. I can't go into the OB. I can't go into uh, Own 3D and update the damn thing every day. I can't do it. Why does it not just work? Ugh. I'm sorry there's no sound. Thank you. Good God. I will give it sound. I will give it sound myself. Let's give it sound. Are we ready? Okay. All right. Scottish, welcome back to the party, my friend. It's time for a shot, and you get to experience oh, no, never mind. We gotta take a shot of the good stuff. This ain't no regular everyday subscription we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a Scottish subscription. 27 months. Man, I can't believe it's been 2 years. You know it? I can't believe it's been 2 years. Time flies when you're having a good time with somebody. You know it? All right. So we're going to give yourself a little bit of Dalmore 15. You don't want to waste it. I mean, you don't want to waste it. I'm not stalling. You're stalling. Yep, that looks good. That looks like a proper shot, if you ask me. This here's why I'm not allowed to pour. Okay, so 27 months. 27 months. And I tell you what, it feels like yesterday. It feels like yesterday. It really does. That's more of a slur. This is going to be a multi-shot. Unfortunately, it is. It's more of an actual drink than it is a shot, my friend. It's. They have screwed the pooch here, but we'll take a shot right off the top, just for you. Here we go, Dad. Thanks for everything, baby. Holy shit, that's. Oh my God, that's. And would you believe that I saw a bottle of 15? Um, I was in Bloomington and I forget which liquor store I went into. Oh, I know where I was at. I was off the mall in Bloomington. There's a big red liquors just down the street, and I had Minnie Vinny with me, and I said, "Stay in the car. I'm gonna go in here and look for some beer from another country." Well, obviously, I had to stop. Oh, we're just leaving, Scottish. You haven't missed nothing, baby. We're just leaving, brother. You haven't missed. All we talked about so far is you haven't missed nothing. We're just talking about the grocery store, uh, and we're right here. That's where we're at. Yeah, we're not. We haven't even left yet, dude. We're still sitting at the train station. You're fine. I got an ad starting in about a minute. But anyway, um, where was I going before I got shot in the foot? Uh, Damn it! I was in the liquor store and I went and looked at the scotches because that's what I do now. And I go and look at the scotches. I'm like, this one and this one. There's this one. I've been past this one. I've been there. I've been. Oh, there's the Dalmore. And I'll be damned if it didn't have a 15. They had a 15 on the shelf, and I go, well, son of a bitch. You know, I'm not mad, but it was like, probably $100 cheaper than what I paid for it in Scotland. It was a reasonable price compared to the ports and everything else. It was a reasonable price, so I may go back there and get another one. Because the 15's a good damn scotch. That is a good scotch. I still have not opened the 18. The 18 hasn't been touched. It's only seen daylight once since I got home. That was to make sure it was still in the box. It kind of come loose. I had to put it back in the box. I do. The 18 I have not touched. It is still sealed. It will probably stay sealed for quite a while. Um, Maybe for Christmas. Well, we might break it out for Christmas. Thanksgiving possibility. But yeah. The end of my career doesn't no, the end of my career doesn't deserve something that nice. The end of my career will probably be something far less fun. But minute and a half. We got the ad break coming down. So Scottish, what is good with you? How was your weekend? Uh, what all is happening on your first day of the weekend? Hard to find a good beer. Very hard. I keep buying the same um, German beers because it's hard to find anything different. But those those pilsners are very very good. Yeah, we got rain real bad for a couple of days. Like yesterday, it was start and stop. But the day before that, man, it was stupid, stupid raining over. Not so much at work, but yeah, just absolutely. Mystery Wrestling 16, 5 p.m. your time. That's Sunday night, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be in bed. I'll be in bed ready for work. The new job's great. Having a good time. Okay, we're back. All right. I gotta put this thing back on. I got my contact lenses in, but I may never get contacts again because boy, these things don't want to stay centered. You know, uh, you focus in and out, and you look around, and they want to twist and turn, and they're not stay where they Wednesday he gets to go to the Paul Young concert. Woo! Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. That guy's got to be how old? Going on 80, 90 years old? He was playing music in the 60s. He's got to be frickin' ancient. Exceptionally old. Unless I'm on the wrong Young. Not that Paul Young. Okay. That's what I figured. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Back to the program. All right. So we're sitting there. Woo! Oh no. I did it to myself. What am I going to sing? I haven't done that in a long time. I don't even have headphones anymore. Wherever I lay my hat by Paul Young. I don't have my headphones anymore. This is going to be difficult because I've never heard this song. This is going to be quite difficult. You're going to have to give me a second to do all the adjusting on this. This is going to take me a hot minute. I don't even know if I've got you on this particular phone. I do. It's right there. Um, Give me a moment. Love of heat. Gotta do it. I didn't search for the right thing. There it is. Gotta have the words on the screen. It's a 4 minute song. It was a huge hit in '83. I was 3 years old in '83. It doesn't count. Um, I'm looking. You know, you were 13. Yeah, I was 3. Now the only thing that's changed is you're old. I gotta. I don't know if I've heard this song. I don't think I've heard this song before. All right, let me take a crack at it. But try and follow the speed. By the look in your eye, I can tell you're gonna cry. Is it over me? If it is, save your tears, for I'm not worth it. For I'm the type of boy who is always on the roam. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. I'm telling you, that's my home. You had romance. Did you break it by chance over me? It is so I'd like for you to know that I'm not worth it, you see. For I'm the type of boy always on the roam. Wherever I lay my head, that's my home. That's my home. Oh, keep telling me, you keep telling me I'm your man. What do I have to do to make you understand? For I'm the type of guy who gives the girl the eye. Everybody knows. But I love them and I leave them, break their hearts and deceive them everywhere I go. Don't you know that I'm the type of man who is always on the roam? Ooh la na na na, wherever I lay my head, that's my home. Home, home, home. Yeah. I tried. I don't think I've ever heard that song before. I really don't. I really don't. All right. That was a gorgeous segue. Thank you very much, Scottish Tiger. That was very kind of you. Um, I haven't done that gimmick in a minute. And with Vinny going away, boy, that's coming off the menu. Because the whole point of that bit was this accent. That was the whole point of that bit, completely, was to sing songs in this accent. And yeah, I do. You're right. I have to listen to it and see how close I get. Okay. Let's get back on the bus or the train in this particular. Uh, Charing Cross. Charing Cross. A light here for Mitchell Library and King's Theatre. And of course, here's the way out. I'm always looking for the way out. Let me out. All right. This isn't exactly a very good picture. There's my fat fingers right here, but this was a very interesting, picturesque uh, thing I did here, so I kept it. Um, there's nothing to look at, but man, that sky and the sun, it's just a nice image. And whatever the hell that was in the background, um, I was taking a picture. Oh, I was trying to get. That's the museum. We were going to stop in there, and I vetoed that. But there's a pirate ship, not a pirate ship. There is a wooden ship behind this thing, and I was trying to get some kind of an image on it so you guys could see. That's exactly what this is. It's the Transport Museum. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And I was trying to get some kind of eyeballs on it for you people. Here's a nice little wizard with a staff mural. You know, the art that you find in Scotland is completely and utterly all over the place. And there's modern works and there's ancient works, but and it's beautiful no matter where you go. I liked the image. Partick, it's a Partick. A light here for Riverside Museum. Um, I don't like the word alight. It's kind of like logistics. Just it stabs me in the ribs and kind of twists a little. And then here's one of these digital signs. I like taking pictures of the digital signs because one, you can't read any of it when you take a picture of it. But two, it shows you how advanced they have a lot of things over there compared to everybody else. Digital readouts instead of a sign, an app, digital readouts. I took a picture of this willow tree. It was pretty. Couldn't help it. I did a lot of pictures of the flora and fauna on this particular tree because I want to get some of these plants for over here. Annie's Land. A light here for Annie's Land College. Uh, Annie's Land, not Maryland or Disneyland, but Annie's Land. And now that we've lost the doll, I wouldn't be surprised if Annie didn't show up right there. Raggedy Ann, that is. Drum Chapel, and of course here's the Gaelic version. And no, I can't pronounce any of this. Don't ask me to. Here's the singer sign, and as Scottish so lovingly teaches me, this is where the hometown of Singer sewing machines is made. So this is a very famous town. Nothing's there now. It all got shipped to China or whatever country, Taiwan, Vietnam. It's gone. But this is the town that they made the original Singer sewing machines in. Dalmuir. Dalmore? That is not how you spell Dalmore. Dalmuir. And another digital sign. Again, you can't take the pictures. It doesn't show up. Too flashy. Kill Patrick. I'm not sure what Patrick did to everybody, but man, everybody wants to kill him. And they spell his name wrong sometimes too. Sometimes it's spelled Partick. They just like to flip the letters around to screw with people. Sil Padrig. 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 Whatever. Here's this church. God knows I love taking pictures of churches and this bridge. But I was taking a picture of the church. The bridge comes later. I was taking a picture of this beautiful, beautiful church structure. Okay, let's talk about this imagery. I'm sitting here across from Scottish, and we're just having a conversation. I'm looking out the window. We're talking about one thing or another. And I look out the window to this little puddle of water that was what we're following. And there's shipwrecks. There are shipwrecks in this water right next to the train tracks. And I look at Scottish, and I look back out the window, look at Scottish, and I'm like, and I'm serious. That's exactly what I did. And I'm going, excuse me, there's pirate ship wrecks over here. And they're not pirate ships, they're fishing vessels. But still, look at this. I've never seen a shipwreck just randomly left someplace, especially where you can get to it, get it out of there. It's just like, yep, ship went down. Not my business. We're going to leave it right where it's at. I don't understand. I really don't. I don't really. But it shocked my system, and I giggled. And I started taking a million pictures. It's a little divider between the actual, like a little bay off from the actual Firth, if you will. I just kept taking pictures. It blew my mind that here you see the beautiful countryside over top of said Firth, and then you see this division right here, right? So as we're going up the train tracks on this train ride, there, there's this guy. He starts walking into the water, and Scottish says, "Yeah, you can walk all the way out to where that divider is, and then it's 100-foot drop straight down because it's deep enough for ships to pass in and out. Uh, but you can walk out there. You can hunt for wildlife, and then I believe we're talking about razor clams, clam digging. But yeah, you can walk all the way from here out to that barrier, and then it just drops off. So I took a couple of images, guys. And here we're coming up into the castle section. Isn't that beautiful? Nice wall. At the top of the crag, if you will. They like to build these things where you can't get to them but by one side. It's beautiful, this angle. I would love to live up there. Dumbarton Rock and Castle. But it's picturesque as hell. I got an image, barely got an image of this here. Look at this. It's a church steeple. It looks like this everywhere. It's just beautiful. And that Gothic architecture. In some instances you go, yeah, but it all looks the same. It never looks the same twice. It might be similar, but it's not the same. Here's your Harry Potter shot. Okay, I was taking this image trying to get the architecture in the background with the wonderful roof parapets, um, in this chimneys and everything. Very Harry Potter, very pretty. There's the way out. That's where I want to live. I want to live in the way out. And so far out that nobody wants to come out there and bother me. But yeah, this is the same. This is the same shot, but I took the whole wide angle so you could see what it looks like when you're there. All right, I'm on the train. This is not even. I haven't even left the train. I'm on the train, and this is your view out the window. You're looking out, and you can see all this majesty, and of course, this train station. Dalrook. Um, a lot of sign. I take a picture of every sign I come across. This image, I'm glad this image is fuzzy. Not fuzzy because you can see the window, but fuzzy because you can't see the subject. Okay? Dalrook. The this image right here was taken for a reason. I tried very hard to get you guys a shot of this. And we're going to come back to it. But I took multiple shots of this, and it was very important, and I will explain to you when we come back to it on our way home. I got a much better shot. Hopefully we'll get a hackman in here now in the end of the stream, because this particular thing is very important to the Scottish. And I will explain it to you. We see the actual bollock. Not the same as bollocks. Bollock. A light here for Loch Lomond. I had to take 2 pictures of the sign apparently. So we get off the train. It's the end of the tracks, which is, again, one of those firsts for me. It's the end of the tracks. The train does not go any farther. We get off of this itty bitty rail station. He goes, the town literally goes there to there. And that's it. That's it. And I'm going, shit. And there's nowhere to walk because there's nothing there. So as we cross the street and over the bridge, there's a marina, and it's full of all these lovely little passenger and private boats that go out on the Loch Lomond. On the River Leven, not the River 12, not the River 10, the River Leven. Let that one sink in. Okay. But yes, you can see, and it's very clean water. It's not like in the States where everything's covered in oil and grease and shit. Very clean water. Leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm sitting right here. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah. I purposefully being a dick. Yes. It was very beautiful that day. We had gorgeous weather the entire time we were out there. It was gorgeous weather. You got all these boats going down the Leven, Achtung Leven. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Anyway, yes, just a gorgeous day. Here's some more of these wonderful ships. The dock. That's a long dock. Look how big that dock is. If that dock was any bigger, Mountain Man would try to suck it. Okay, we're gonna keep carrying on up the road. Here is the entrance to the park pathway for the tour we're about to go on. We're gonna go see the castle at Loch Lomond. This shot was absolutely gorgeous. And I looking at Scottish and I said, man, you could see all the way to the edge of eternity from this angle. Look at this shit. How could you not love to live there? And everybody we talk to, every taxi driver, and everyone always says the same thing, which is fair. But they always say, yeah, I suppose you're right, but for those of us who live here every day, we just don't realize how beautiful the scenery is because we've lived it. Once you've lived it, it becomes just part of your environment. But for somebody who lives in a flat, ugly, just ridiculously unbeautiful state like Indiana, when you see the hillsides like this for miles, it's breathtaking. You know, the clean skies, the clean water, clean air. It's big old freaking. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. So, yeah, here's another shot that I zoomed in on. You guys could get way out in the depths. I mean, way out there. Just beautiful countries. Wildlife everywhere. Here's your picture of the park. Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. Pollock Castle Country Park. A little dated, but it gives you a very detailed map. The River Leven. Leaving? I'm not leaving. I'm going in to the River Clyde. All right. And then it's historical. I got you. I got you, you son of a. Ah, got him. Okay. So here we are at this church. And we had to stop and take a picture because, one, those are very pretty doors. Those are very pretty doors. But two, here's this wonderful sculpture and the bell. But yes, a very pretty church. Church is everywhere. They got that stupid spackle on the outside that I don't like.
Sounds like a lot of
Hoopla! Hoopla! Here's a shot down the street at Bollock. Ad starts in 40 seconds. There's nothing there. It goes down that way and nothing. But I had to show you guys the image of down the street. That's it. That's all there is. Bollock Castle Country Park. It was at this point that Scottish says to me, "Take the picture. Take the picture, Yank." Because I was so wrapped up in the environment and absorbing everything around me. I quit taking pictures. He had to smack my hand like, "Take the picture." Oh, sorry, I'm taking the picture. And then once he got me started, it was fine. But we'll stop here until the ad break is over. Anyway, now what had happened was with my phone, I downloaded the images off of my phone and onto the computer, which I thought was like a direct from here to here, right? It was taking, it took the still photo, and because Apple does this live image shit, where you click on it and it gives you the, like, half a second that you took the picture so you could get a feel for what happened at that moment. So it was stacking both of them together. And I'm trying to pull all this data off my phone. Well, a couple of the downloads were so big that either the phone or the computer was like, fuck this. So it only gave me so much of each download. When I do one of these streams, I have to go back and double check my phone versus my computer to make sure that what I got came off. And then there's a couple places where I saw, because it went from numbers to just letters, now my images are overlapped. So I got stuff that was done later in the trip that's overlapped with the stuff that was beginning of the trip, and I have to make sure we don't cross the frickin' story. So it's not been a good time with these pictures, but I'll get it squared up. That's why it takes so long. All right, we're back, boys and girls, children of all ages. We're at Bollock Castle Country Park. Scottish brought me to this point for numerous reasons, but man, let me tell you something. I've been to national parks in the States. I have been to some really, really cool places, whether it's Mammoth Cave or it's down in Gatlinburg or it's down in Mississippi. A lot of the Brown County, a lot of these places, it's very beautiful countryside, but trees are only 100 years old, give or take, right? Because they clear cut a lot of this shit and then let it grow back up. So some of these trees in America are not that old. I cannot wait to show you some of these trees. You are going to flip out. Here is the entrance to the park. And again, Scottish slapped my hand. He's like, take the picture. I'm like, okay. Everywhere you go is a castle. Everywhere you go is just like this. And I can never get enough of it. I think I could live there the rest of my life, and I would lick the walls and the posts and everything else every day. And people will be like, okay, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying the environment. Um, Here's your look down the path that we're going to be walking on, and we got these beautiful trees on either side of the path. Look at this tree. And the last stream I did, sorry, not last stream, but the last trip, all I said the entire time was, look at this church. Look at this church. Look at that church. This stream, I'm going to tell you, look at this tree. Because when do you see trees with that much personality in America? Look at it's all knotted and twisted, and it's like roots just grew up out of the ground. Not a whole ass tree, but individual roots growing up out of the ground to make a solid subject. It blew my mind, right? Look how wide these trees are. And they're just gorgeous. But they're huge. Friggin' huge. Let's go back and look at this. Yeah, there you go. The detail on this picture, thank you, God. For the little Chinese kid who built my phone. Look at the freaking, look how just amazing. No, the Whomping Willow comes later. Look at this thing. Does this not look like some shit out of Skyrim? You're in the middle of Morrowind and you're down in the swamp and you're fucking around killing dumb shit, and you look up and there's trees that look like this. What alien lightning bolt bullshit tree is this? Because I want two. One for each hand. While Scottish is walking and talking, and he's watching me lick the trees. I wasn't letting a whole lot of my thoughts out at the time because, I could stand here and stare at this shit for hours. But it looks like something out of a video game. It looks like AI made a tree and didn't know what the subject matter was. It's like, how did it get to have no actual trunk and all these branches that went up? What caused this? Look at this tree. Look at the size. It's like as big as a car. It's as big as a car around, and it looks like this at the bottom. I told Scottish, I'm like, man, just keep walking and talking because I'm going to take pictures of all this. It's gigantic. This is not an up-close picture, folks. It's not an up-close picture at all. You can't make out the detail of these rocks and twigs and shit. Look at the size of this tree. It's massive. And it just goes up into this giant sequoia freaking thing. It's massive. And I couldn't get over it. There's your Whomping Willow. Tell me that's not the Whomping Willow. That thing looks like it would kick the shit out of you. It's a great place for a treehouse because of the shape of everything. Great place for a treehouse. But look how weird. Huge trunk, and then suddenly nothing. And it's just like fucking all over the place. There had to be something that happened that, lopped off the tree and it grew up around being lopped off, and just in spite of it. But no, that is the coolest looking shit. And I couldn't get enough of it. The moss that was growing up the trees. Our country is so poisoned, right? I can go out here and there's more dead trees than there are moss-covered trees. If you see moss on a tree, it generally means that the tree is dying. You got woodpeckers poking holes full of everything, and then you got the bark coming off, and it's just not pretty. But everything, this whole section was like one big video game. I just everywhere you walked, it was like deeper into Skyrim. Look at this. Look at this. These tree branches had this moss growing right on the branches, not on the trunk. There, you got plenty of space for the leaves, so the tree's not getting killed. But this moss is hanging off of everything, and I was blown away. It was so beautiful. This image is for Hackman. I need Hackman to find me because I want him to count the rings. Scottish looks at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna take a picture of the rings for Hackman." And he goes, "That's something that Hackman would enjoy, yes." So hopefully he shows up. I will send him this image. But even if he got an estimate of how many rings there are to get an idea of how big this tree was when they cut it down, that would be cool. But I took pictures of that and this one. I don't even know where the center of this one's at, to be honest with you. It might be a lot harder to do this one than the other one. Yeah, that one may not be doable because of the cuts from the chainsaw. It may not be doable. But I was just trying to show you guys how big these trees were. Trees were absolutely gigantic. That one's a better shot. There's the center of the tree. But I don't think it's doable with the chainsaw marks. I just don't think. Pretty cool, though. Then there's this tree. I saw this from the path and I went, what in the hell would cause the tree to do that? It is literally growing at an angle like a slug and then up. So all this root ball up. And the whole cluster was like this. And I went, "I'll be right back. I got to take a picture of the inside." So I took this picture to show you that it wasn't just your imagination. They are growing like a banana. And then on the inside, looks like this. So there's moss here. There's the actual tree. Whatever this is growing outward. And there's this empty spot. And this huge ass tree goes up into this. So here's those offshoot trunks. And then it goes up into this. It was beautiful. And I just had to stand there and take it in because, man, the air is fresh. The environment is just so peaceful. Quiet. Holy crap, it was cool. Here's these, he calls it broom. It's referred to as broom. And it's these wonderful yellow flowers on a bush. And they're everywhere on all the mountainsides. They hadn't broke into the various colors of the season early in spring. I'm sure it's gorgeous now. And he hasn't sent me a picture of what it looks like with the heather in bloom. Of course, he probably hasn't left the house either, so I'm not busting his balls. But I took a picture of a lot of broom, and it looks like this up close. It's a very pretty flower, and they're all over the place. Miles upon miles of these. And then we get to Bollock Castle. And Scottish goes, "Well, I'm sorry, it's in a state of disrepair." And I said, I'm not mad. I can't go in, and that's not your fault, but it's still a very beautiful castle. Everywhere you go in Scotland, whether it's a castle or a house, it's beautiful. It is so far away different from America. I wish more structures in America were made like that. I like this tower. Very Minecraft. Oh, very pretty. Here's this clock on the bell tower, one of the corners of the castle. Bells still in place make me happy. Here's some flowers. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. We're walking through, when we come from the castle, we start walking through this this tight path section to get down over the hill to the lake. Lock! Meant lock. I did. Yeah, beautiful flowers. Look at these purple flowers. Gorgeous purple flowers. Then far away shot of the castle from the other side. Just, countless amounts of buttresses up here. I love the imagery. Love the way it looks. Here's some holly. It's sharp. It's spiky. You don't want to put it on your salad. It'll bite just a little bit. It might hurt more on the way out than on the way. Then I found some marijuana. No, I didn't. This is not marijuana. It is a very beautiful plant. Sandwich! Hoo! Sandwich! Welcome to the party, buddy. Yeah, what kind of weed is that? I don't know, but man, it is pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got 7 leaves. What is up, my brother? Thanks for dropping by. I'm sure you just woke up. That's generally always the story. But the man with the sandwich, I knew it.
Give me a hell yeah! What?
There we go. Now we got Sandwich on board. We are at Bollock Castle. I will run it back just ever so slightly so that Mr. Sandwich, you can see the castle. There you go, baby. It was an older castle and it was in a state of disrepair, but we got to see some imagery of it. Couldn't go in, but man, it was beautiful on the outside. All of it is. Of course, I was taking pictures of flowers because they were playful. But yeah, look how nice. I'd love to live in something like that. Mostly just to dump tar on anybody who came within range. Flaming pitch. Poof. Okay. But yeah, I'm not sure what kind of marijuana this is, but boy, it was pretty. I bet you it's spicy too. Because God knows everything that's got a red color to it, spicy. Right? How it works. Isn't it a beautiful tree with a huge trunk and very, very picturesque, very image specific? I just stand there and look at the trees. Spicy's the best kind. And then check out this tree. I don't understand why there's no branches from here to here. It seems kind of like it's been cut off repeatedly. They just wanted them up here. But it's a pine tree or a conifer. I smoke the trees. My name is the Sandwich, and I smoke the tree. That's not the Lorax. You want to stay away from that guy. He's gonna burn everything to the ground. You want to keep away from him. Here's another image of the castle from the backside now. So I gotta tell this part of the story. We got through the section with the pretty flowers and shit. and there was a set of stairs that was rather steep going down a bank, for lack of a better term, grass covered bank. And if you know Scottish the way I know Scottish, he hates stairs. I hate stairs. So he opted to go into the grass down the knoll onto the next part of the path. I shit you not, this guy takes the first step and trips and runs all the way down the path. It's really impressive watching a 150-year-old man run down a steep embankment and then not lose his shit on the bottom. The man made it to the bottom, and there was nothing I could do for him. He was going to eat shit or he was going to make it, right? And I'm just standing at the top of the stairs with this panic on my face going, shit, oh shit, oh shit. And he didn't fall. So I'm like, thank you, God. And there's nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do for him. If he was gonna fall on his face, that was the point to do it. But he didn't. I was proud of him. You know. If you've ever watched a mummy movie and you've seen a mummy chasing after people through the pyramid, you get an idea of how his feet might work. And yeah, the first time he came to an obstacle, trip, Nick fall down. And he was real close to being a Mick fall down. All right, I took this image not for the castle, although the castle's kind of pretty in this. I took this picture because of that tree. I want to know what it is, and I want a dozen of them because I've never seen a pine tree where the needles grew on the branches. I don't understand it, and I don't care. But I've never seen it that looks like a literal Christmas tree out of a box from Walmart, where the pine needles are only on the branches. It blew my mind. So, yeah, I want 4 or 5 of those trees just on one side of my house. Here's the Loch Lomond Monster. I took a picture of the Loch Lomond Monster. It was traveling at a pretty good speed, so I thought maybe that would be a good time to take it's a very beautiful lake. It really, really. Here's your wide shot from that same angle. Just immaculate countryside. And, just the cleanest, freshest air you could ask for. And relaxing. Oh, Lord. You just, not a care in the world. There's no cell phone towers. There's no signals beating into your skull. It's really, really nice. Here's the long shot of the castle from towards the bottom of the hill. This is not the castle. This was taken from Mini Vinny. This is not the castle. But it's cute. I'll take 2 of these. They're adorable. And then here's your ducks. Quack, quack, quack. Sissy, where you at? Sissy's not here. That's what she'd say. She loves her ducks. Beautiful colors. Very, very cool. And, more of these trees, by the way. More of these beautiful, twisted old trees. Then you got some swans. Got these ducks. And I was liking the ducks. Clearly. Here's your long lake shot right here. It's huge. And it's just gorgeous. And you just stand there and you can't hear anything. You don't smell anything. You don't see anything. It doesn't belong. It's just gorgeous. And we sat there for a while and just enjoyed it because, man, look at that. the clouds casting a shadow over the land. It gives you an idea of how much space is out that way. If you can see the whole ass cloud shadow and there's still miles to go, that's how much space you're looking at for reference. It is huge in Scotland. Correct. By area, yes. But by depth, it's the Loch Ness. Loch Ness has all the water. All the water. Now look at this. Gorgeous. And here's the rocks. Where we at? Hold on. Whoop. Here you go, boys and girls. Here's the rocks that came from Loch Lomond. I gathered up some little pretty rocks. There's a red one because I brought a red one home last time. This one had various granite-shaped colors. And then one of these, he likes the shiny white ones. I didn't want to. So yeah, there's your Loch Lomond stones. I brought those back for Mini Vinny. Pretty stone. All kinds of pretty rocks. They're all over the place. Take your pick. They're everywhere. Gorgeous. Here's the ducks again.
One's definitely Donald, and that one's Daffy. And that one's whatever the female duck is called in that region.
Daisy?
Daisy duck, yeah, she's a female. She's obviously very popular because she got four males around her.
Right?
They're all waiting for her to say, yeah, go on, you can have a go.
She's pretty.
Yeah. Must be, she's got four friends.
I love the colors.
I took some video footage. I couldn't help it. Then you got to hear Scottish talking about duck fucking in the background. Okay, so here we have the Loch Lomond monster. It's a large, angry bird. It didn't like me. Yes, it was the Scottish tiger in the background talking about the beautiful ducks. And here we got this monster, this huge bird, and the ducks again. It's a very pretty duck. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's massive. And black feet, boy. Oof.
Oh, I'm sure. I like telling the story about when I was little and having the chickens beat me up because I was teasing them. They pecked my face, something fierce. It's a big old creature, though. The Loch Lomond monster apparently is a swan.
Who knew? Hey, Sandwich, I'm pretty sure it's in the name. Scottish Tiger. I'm pretty sure it's in the name there. It's not just a gimmick. It's a way of life. Here we got me doing the same thing I did at Loch Ness. I put my hands in the water. So I got to put my hands back in the beautiful waters of Scotland.
All right, Mini Vinny. Here's Dada. And here's his hand. He's going in the water. In Loch Lomond. There we go.
It's cold. Not as cold as Loch Ness, but it was cold. And here's the swans. There's more than just two. They're all over the place. But check out that image. Oh, Lord. Didn't need to slam that so hard. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I would like to introduce to you the when you talk about the Grinch, when you sing the song, I would like to introduce you to Stink, Stank, Stunk. Ow! Hey, come here. Say hi to the Sandwich. Say hi to the Scottish.
Hi, Scottish.
Say, where are my likes and follows? I don't know where they're at, but no. I've been telling the story about Loch Lomond. Scottish Tiger says hi. Ad starts in 1 minute. So here, put this on your head.
All right, Mini Vinny. Here's Dada. And here's his hand. He's going in the water. In Loch Lomond. There we go.
Told you. Put my hands back in the water, and I brought you these rocks. Came from right there.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And he stole them and took them to his collection. They're his now. All right. Ad starts in about 10 seconds.
Hey.
We're going to let the ad break run, and then we'll come back. So, how was your trip out in the public? Scottish can hear you, and what else? How was your trip out in the public? Yeah? Does he get to see your friend? Huh? Hey?
Yeah.
A little bit? Oh. Did not bring one back with you? Oh, we got a visitor, do we? That she did. That she did. Yeah, that was last. Seconds. Okay, so what did you guys have to eat?
Me.
All right, let me finish this up. I'll show you. Oh, we're back. You let the time elapse on me, you herd monkey. Okay, so yeah, Vinny, go get your baseball glove. We gotta show it to Scottish. All right, move this thing along slowly. Again, wide shot. This is us. This is us sitting on the beach. It was a very quiet, peaceful day. There's a boat out there fishing or whatever, but I kept taking pictures of the lake, different angles, how much mountainside there actually is to these. So beautiful. Just can't put it into words. You know? All right. Let's show Scottish and Sandwich your new baseball. Camera is doing that automatic focus thing. Hold it up. Vinny's got himself a baseball glove. Eddie got himself one too. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna play catch. Teach him how to field the ball. Loch Lomond is only 12 inches wide because it has 12 inches in it. Every island it's got 12 islands, and every island is called an inch. So it's only 12 inches. Language says it's a nice glove. We're going to go use it here in a little bit, right? Yep. Okay. Go out, go back out, and let me finish this stream. I tried. I couldn't hit the ball after T-ball. I couldn't hit it. Oh, I gave up on it. I was very results oriented. I wasn't getting. All right. Let me finish this stream. I'll holler at you if I need you. Got stuck in the outfield? Yeah, me too.
Trucks.
Me too. Don't feel bad. I had the same problem. All right, so I got a no capture device, property. Every time I play this game, I have to reconfigure the taking the automatic focus off. I don't understand why things just can't fucking stay the way they are. All right. I got that same problem with my shoes. Okay. But yeah. Quite a nice bit of countryside. I never get tired of looking at it. People, whether it's the taxi drivers or the people on the trains, and I'm just staring out the window, and they're looking at me like I'm made out of plastic. And everything you look at is beautiful. Rolling hills everywhere. And I have fishing. There's Dumbledore. Dumbledore made it into the stream. So this guy rides with me. He's Vincent's toy. This guy rides with me every time I go to Scotland, and I try to take pictures with him of him in the castle. This was him at Loch Lomond, and there's where he's standing. There he is. Little shit sits in my pocket the whole time. Here is the famous Lorne sausage. Okay? We were trying so desperately to get us a Lorne sausage. What do you mean, what the fuck? What the fuck where? What I miss? What I miss? What's the matter? What are you upset about? No, I haven't. We'll discuss that later. What have you been out of shape about? This is the Lorne sausage. I thought you were been out of shape over taking Dumbledore with me. I thought that's what you were been out of shape about. But this is the Lorne sausage. Lorne sausage is... Oh, no. That wasn't it? Okay. You'll explain it. Okay. So it's a square patty, obviously. And it is some kind of a shaped sausage. It kind of reminds you of a hash on one end, but it's too dense to be hash. I don't know what they use to hold it together. They don't cut corners over there. No, it's not. It's yeah. It's shaped like a Wendy's patty, but it's a sausage, and it comes on a roll. And this was the first place we found an actual Lorne sausage, and Scottish says, "You want one?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so the this was the part that makes me love Scotland every time I talk about Scotland. The guy looks at me, realizing I'm an American, looks at Scottish and goes, "This is first one." And Scottish goes, "Yeah, first sausage." And the guy goes, "All right." He turns around, goes back to the hot food, takes his tongs, pulls out a second patty, puts it on the bun, completely no charge. He says, "I want to make sure that you get a good taste and you really enjoy it." He says, "Now, what sauce do you want on it?" And I said, "What do you recommend?" He recommend the brown sauce, and I'm like, "Yep, nope, I'm big on the HP. HP's great. Throw it on there." So he put the HP on there, and Scottish and I got to experience my first Lorne sausage. And then here is Scottish. This is a secondary story. Scottish, he goes and he grabs himself some ice cream. He got me hot food. It's a warm-ish day for those people. He gets himself some ice cream. And I mean, it's a pretty display of ice cream. I'm sure it was tasty. But here's this Lorne sausage, right? It's definitely sausage, but it comes off across as hash, like it's got potato in it or something, right? And it was very, very tasty. It was very, very tasty. And I enjoyed that immensely. Here you see the brown sauce, right? I enjoyed that a lot. Oh, thank you. Carry on. Um, Let me tell you the story about Scottish. Scottish finishes his ice cream. We decide that we're going to continue with our walk. And I says to him, "So how was the ice cream?" He goes, "Oh, it was wonderful. I haven't had ice cream for ages." And I got about 3 more steps before I go, "Wait a damn minute. You had ice cream last night or right before I arrived." Yeah, right before I arrived, the meal he had before I landed, he had ice cream. And I said, "Wait a damn minute. You just had ice cream." And he goes, "Oh, I guess you're right." And so it became a running gag for the rest of the trip. Every time we saw ice cream, every time it was on the menu, every time we talked about dessert, every time it was, "Scottish, you really should have yourself some ice cream." And he would go, "I know, I haven't had ice cream for ages." And it was every day. And it was funnier every time we did it. And so, yeah, I busted him, and we followed him the rest of the trip. It was great. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, as we're leaving the loch, this beautiful lake. Here's some more trees just growing on the edge of the water. Another, wide diameter tree with this moss at the bottom. And, just the bumpies all over it. Everything's just so damn beautiful over there. You take pleasure in the simple things. The simple things of just the beauty of a tree. Here's a long shot way down that way. See all the way into the West Coast, anyhow. But yeah, into the Highlands it goes. And it's like this everywhere in Scotland. No amount of picture taking or jaw dropping. There's an inch back there, by the way. Is going to explain to you how beautiful this stuff is. Check out the fungi. This is some Skyrim shit going on right here. Got some fungus growing on the side of a tree. Gotta love it. And that's what it looks like on the inside of the fungus. Looks like wood. But it's not. It's fungus. Mushroom walks into a bar. Bartender says, "You gotta leave. We don't serve your kind here." And the mushroom says, "Why not? I'm a fun guy." Vincent's in the other room laughing. Hey, Scottish, it did show up. I didn't think it was going to show up. I took this picture and I told Scottish, I said, I don't think I'm going to get the cobwebs in there because the imagery's too fine. No, it showed up. It looks like something you see out of a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings type bullshit. You know, the spider web that if you crawl up in there, you're gonna get sucked in and die. But the trees with the paper peeling bark, one of my favorite things. Aye, Loch Lomond's on the other side of the mountains from Stirling. You are correct. Look at this tree. These trees are everywhere, and they're beautiful. All this moss, so clean, smooth. And then another shipwreck. Another shipwreck. You're waiting for Jaws to come wandering through, like, all right, where are the bodies? I need the bodies. There you go. Where the hell's Crash at when I need him? Ooh. I just kicked my headphones out of my head. I'm fired. Anyway. Yeah, where's Crash at when I need him? Here's this beautiful car that Crash would most definitely appreciate. And, yeah, it was gorgeous. But you never know what you're going to find when you're just traveling the countryside in Scotland. It's full of very... Here's this front porch with these logs of trees done up to look like trees. And Scottish thought that was really, really neat. And I said, son, go down into Gatlinburg. It all looks like that. It all looks like that. There's a Porsche. There's a Porsche. There's a porch. Aha! Jokes tell themselves. Woo-wee. Porsche. Porsche. All right, I'm done. So, that car is back heavy, so would fly off one of those ramps. I know it would. I know it would.
Stop it. Get some help.
No, I'm not going to get help. Absolutely not. I'm the whole reason why I am this way. All right. So here's some wonderful AI art of the Highland Quay. That can't be naturally digital. It has to be serious. I mean, look at all the noses are identical. Freaking gap right. It's digital. It's pretty though. And then all of the candy in Scotland seems to be made by Cadbury. I didn't know this I noticed it the second time. But this candy bar, the Chomp, very tasty. Not full of chemicals. It was actually very, very good. Very, very good candy bar. Here is your door at the end of the train. No one's ever seen one of these. This is your emergency exit. Then I took a picture of this. I saw it on the way in, and I took a picture of it on the way out. It says, recycle your textiles here. So when I think of textiles, I think of, you know, your curtains on your house, not so much your clothes, but the curtains, the bed sheets, the textiles, carpet, you know, rugs. I don't think about clothes, but apparently this means clothes. Recycle your cloth objects in this particular bin. There it is. All right. So my friend Sandwich, on the way in, I took a picture of this and it was way too blurry because it was just the window. Here is the image of the crags. This is the mountain that Scottish Tiger used to climb as a young man or a kid. The Scottish Tiger was up there all the time. And then I asked him, is there any place in this fucking country that you have not gone to or been part of? And he said, oh yeah, there's plenty of places, but not very many. You know, everywhere you go, the man has been there. And that resonates with me greatly because here you got a guy who's not only a world traveler, not only highly educated, but he's experienced his whole country. And that's the guy you want to travel with. So, no. When you got a guy who's a mountain climber and an archaeologist, and, I mean, the list of shit the man's done goes on and on and on. He's a gift to have in your life. And I suggest everyone else gets to be part of this adventure too. But I am greatly honored to be allowed the privilege of palling around the country with this guy, as he has been a blessing. This shot, I think, was mainly for the background. I don't know what the hell I was doing. But it's definitely for the background of no matter where you look, it goes on forever. Even when you look off the ocean, it goes on forever. Look at this, how beautiful. Just a nice looking lamppost. This is like a multi-shot here. I took this picture, ended up with this picture, turned into this picture, which then, oh, your old high school. Is that what I was doing? I bet you that's what I was doing. I bet you you're right. I bet you that's what I was doing. Which turns into, boop, this picture. That's some impressive shit. He said that it looks like an elephant. You thought I'd forget, didn't you? He said his high school, the mascot was an elephant because of this particular structure off to the side. It looked from the proper angle. This is not the best angle, I'm sure, but it looks like an elephant. So the local mascot for the school was an elephant. Now, what you said, high school, I remembered. But yeah, that's what I was doing right. And then I had to jump on the other side of the train on the way back. There was nobody there. And take pictures of the shipwrecks on the way back. I had to take these pictures because it just blew my mind how you could just leave shipwrecks laying out in the middle of the water like that. Look at this. Like a U-boat, for God's sakes. It's not. It's probably a sailing vessel, but man, it's like they just left it there, and nobody cares that it's there. Look at that thing. Everywhere you go, it's like a video game. No wonder you go to Scotland for inspiration. Scotland's gorgeous. Got magic everywhere. Here we go with the bridge. So here's this big, beautiful bridge. It's got these wonderful little structures on it, and it's massive. Really, had to take several shots to get good imagery for you guys. There you go. There's a nice shot of it. And then some flowers. I took a lot of pictures of flowers. Here's these copper spires way off in the distance. Everywhere you look is more and more beauty. And you're just on the train. Erskine Bridge. Hi. You're just on the train looking out the window, and there's all this gorgeous scenery. Here's platform 9. We could not find 9 3/4. We looked. We found platform 9. There was no 9 3/4. Here's another beautiful spire. All right, now we're back in the grocery store. All right, so here's what happened. We went out, we came back, and we got on this bus. Got out, came back. We got on a bus. He took me down to the shopping center. And then he said, you got to go into this place because you want to see a grocery store. And I said, yes, sir, I want to see a grocery store. And he said, all right, we're going to go in here and let you, I'm going to look around shopping, and I want you to see some things. And we'll try and find you X, Y, and Z on the way. So here is a more American version of how we store pastries. But still, right there on the shelf. Look at these displays. Now in America, at Walmart, they do this with the cereal aisle. The bags of cheap cereal go in displays kind of like this. But these are all crisps. They're all crisps. Kettle chips, we all know Kettle. But there's your Walkers. All these crisps in these bags are displayed like this. They don't have the great big American bags all the time. They have individual servings like you're supposed to have. And this one blew my mind too. And Scottish made fun of me, but look at this shelf. The plastic guard on this shelf. Here are your glass jars. And there's this plastic guard on the shelf to prevent the jars from falling off the shelf. I'm still on a tour. I will call you when I need you. You can't be quiet in your sleep. You're going to shake the room and shake my camera. So if I told Scottish that when I was in retail, if we had had these barriers on the shelves, I would not have lost 90% of my working existence picking up broken glass because it fell off the shelf. This is a beautiful idea. And then here we got pancakes, not frozen, fresh, in a package, take home. Fresh food, not frozen food, fresh food. Here's your croissants. Got chocolate in it. Go out. Go out. Not quiet. Go. Let me get through this stream. We got some scones. We're at Tesco, apparently. We got some scones right here. Biscuits for the rest of us. I took a picture of this because it's a teardrop-shaped cabbage. I've never seen a teardrop-shaped cabbage. I'm willing to bet you haven't either. But it was in the shape of a teardrop. And I'm going, this is really odd. Here we got meatballs pre-made in a package, not in not individual holsters either. They're just in there. Hamburger patties. All this is fresh. Everything has a short shelf life. Everything over there has got a short shelf life, and it is designed to be quickly, and it's fresh. It's not full of preservatives. Here's my lawn sausage that I had in the at the lake. So now you get an idea of what it looks like when it's raw. Here you got some back bacon. Not streaky bacon, but back bacon. Back bacon is gorgeous. It's sliced relatively thin. Here's your sliced haggis. Woo! Haggis, baby. Here's your Scotch pies, which we will discuss in a later stream. We'll discuss Scotch pies at length. But those are prepackaged. Want the real. And here's your Scotch eggs. I bought these, and there's a picture of them for later. Not this stream. There's a picture of them for later. And they are wonderful. Never had one. Love them. All right, ad break. Coming up in a second. Then we will move on with the stream. Try to get this knocked out before we all die of old age. You, go outside and wait for me. If I get this out of the way. Benny, go. Vámonos. All right, we got a minute of ad break left. I'm just nursing the scotch is what I'm doing. Vinny and I are going to go toss the ball around. I got a bunch of flowers I need to plant. I got to plant some squash that have come up in my pods. I got those. But yeah, there's lots to do by day. But I need to get the stream knocked out. Start building the next one. I was hoping to get some game time in. I don't think that's in the cards for me. Maybe evening after you've gone to bed. 5 seconds. All right, welcome back. Now, you remember I told you guys that everything over there has got a very short date on it. We were at the 22nd, I believe. This was the 22nd. There's a 25 on that package and a 28 on this package. They're very short shelf lives because it's not designed for you. That one's got a 23 on it. It's not designed for you to take and keep it forever. You need to take it and eat it. It's not designed to just hang out on your shelf. Okay. There's your Cornish pastry, which I almost bought one on the way home. Chose not to. Cornish pastry. I said looks like a calzone. I wanted to try those too. That's my next trip. I have a Cornish. Scottish was real high on these things. The trifles. He was real high on the trifles. One of his favorite desserts. You know, next to ice cream. This is one of his favorite desserts. Here's your weird shaped bottles for milk. I couldn't help but take a picture of it. It's just, you know, milk from Scotland, period. And check that out. Narrow, tall, not big, wide, bulky, narrow and tall. This one is too. Then we come to the Iron Brew. I thought Iron Brew only came in one flavor. Not only is this in glass, but it is the original 1901 version of Iron Brew, made with quinine. And it was one of the best things that I've had. I enjoyed it. I love all Iron Brew, but this thing in particular was wild. And if you go back and watch the Scotland stream where Scottish and I are in the same room doing a stream, we sampled the 1901. It was very, very. Here is some rolls, burnt rolls, I believe is what they call them. It's a common practice in Scotland, and they're just laid out like this. They're not in a package. Gather up what you need, put them in a baggie, pay for them. Here's another cool little package, minimizing the waste. It's just an itty bitty package, man. Boy, it's beautiful. It's different. It's simple. And I would like to take a couple of chicks to this particular place. I know that Crash goes to Poundland all the time. You know, it's his trip that follows immediately after Glory Hole. The train stops at Glory Hole, goes all the way to Poundland. And then I don't know why this is even a shop. I feel like this is the wrong kind of message to send to your customers that you are selling blacks. It was outlawed in the States, but you know, America is still, yeah, fake homeless lady. I saw that too. America is a little behind in the times. Scotland's way ahead of everybody. They're still selling blacks. And then we went into a soccer football, a football paraphernalia store, and there was this gorgeous steel cage design on the Celtic Football Club. Celtic, my bad. The Celtic Football Club. And he was in there to get a jersey that he wanted for. I think it was for somebody else. He got a jersey and looked around a little bit. It was a nice place. I didn't bring anything home. So here we are, merchandising, paraphernalia. I like paraphernalia. Yeah. I took a picture of this because it's a TGI Fridays. I want you to show me someplace in America where the TGI Fridays is made inside of a castle. It's TGI Fridays. But yeah, all the streets look like this. Here's your wonderful police box. I had to take a picture of that and this wonderful architecture that is everywhere on every street. Here is the up from there. You could see the up. Just gorgeous. A lot of detail. A lot of detail. These buildings. Lion and the unicorn. Here you go. Here is your TARDIS from Doctor Who. Oh, it was your Father's Day gift. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I felt like you were saying you were going to send it to somebody, or you told me the Nano story, but I felt like that was for somebody. I couldn't remember. Oh, yeah, it was Father's Day gift. Here is another wonderful, more modern, clearly, bit of architecture, but boy, eh, everywhere you look is Dundee. This was outside of our hotel room. It's beautiful. Native Glasgow. It was a great hotel. That was a great hotel. We didn't go play in the restaurants or nothing, but the hotel itself was very, very. Hermes. God Hermes. And picturesque everywhere you go. Even the safety gates are picturesque. Here's the scotch that I had from Loch Lomond. This one was good. But I'm telling you, anything that's 18, 15 actually, 15 and over, is going to have really good flavor. And that was no exception. Loch Lomond 18 was also a very, very scotch for me. Then we had dinner. Me and Scottish went to it. Can I tell you this? Should have thought of that when I was doing it. There it is. Yeah. Um, this right here. We sat down to an Asian fusion place, had some Korean food. The reason why we stopped here was because Scottish has a hard on for kimchi. And I do too. Uh, I think so. I think so. I don't remember what the hell it was that I ordered, but it was beef. You know, had to have some beef. Here is the radish kimchi. Radish kimchi. This had a very good flavor. He and I were arguing over it. Here's the regular kimchi, and boy, it was good. It is really, really good. Ah, yeah, I got Scottish on it now. I got Scottish on it now. He's going to be mad at me for days. Uh-huh. No, it's all worth it. Kimchi farts are totally worth it, boy. That's good shit. And then here was his meal. He had this right here. Rice and meat, assorted veggies. And then I had, I didn't take a very good picture. I had the fried dumplings. I think we ordered two. We ordered two fried dumplings, and they came at the same time as the meal. And Sky looks at me and goes, I can't eat all. I got it. Not a big deal. Here's the beer I had, Asahi. It's a really good beer. You can get it in the States, but this was on draft, and it was very, very good. Yeah, the gyoza. It depends on where you're from. Some people call it gyoza. Some people call it fried dumplings. Gyoza is the go-to response, but the little boy's going to say dumplings every time. There it is. There's the picture of the Scottish Tiger with Vinny the Fat Man for what will turn out to be the last time you get to see Vinny the Fat Man in public. Poor Vinny, he's on his last legs. We're going, not you, me. We're going on less than 30 days till retirement. Yeah, there's a Scottish Tiger, Vinny. So, see, I told you he'd say dumplings.
Gyoza.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. What's this?
It's good. Okay. So yeah, that was the end of the tour. This was dinner at the end of day 2. And then we went from here on a short walk. Not to get ice cream. We went from here to on a short walk, and then we went back to the hotel and crashed out. There was a little bit of meandering about, but yeah, we saw things like the homeless. We saw people playing bagpipes or violins. There's always somebody, or guitar. There's always somebody doing artsy fartsy crap in the street. But no, we had a real good time on day 2. And like I said, this wasn't a day full of, groundbreaking stuff. Loch Lomond was the point. The castle was the point. Peaceful walk through Loch was the point. And I loved every minute of it. So, me and the Scottish Tiger, day 2 of our adventures, comes to an end. So,
I haven't had for ages.
all right, before we go, we're going to end this stream with Mini Vinny. Let me get this off my head. All right, hold on. Let me set this up. Scottish Tiger, DJ Sandwich, Mini Vinny would like to talk to you about a specific woodland animal. Listen, speak up and tell them the story about the beaver. Get out of. I'm sorry. What did you just say?
House.
Get out of my damn house! And
He's like.
now wait a minute. If you're a beaver and you are in your living room sitting on what?
A damn couch.
Yeah, and we can't hear him. Mike is not picking up Mini Vinny. The mic is not picking up Mini Vinny. All right. I told you, get over here. There's the microphone.
Okay.
Start over.
Oh, there was an animal. The things was a house out of logs. Of a house.
What did you call it?
A house.
Get out of my damn house. Now, if you live in chicken jockey, if you're a beaver living in a dam and you're sitting in the living room, what are you sitting on?
A damn couch.
And if you're sitting on the damn couch and you're a beaver and you're on the internet and you're on Twitch, what do you do? What do you call it?
What?
If you're on Twitch and you're doing this, what's it called?
A damn stream.
Yes, that's it. Get out of my damn stream. Out. So to give you the full story, he and I were sitting. He and I were sitting there waiting on Sissy in therapy, and Vincent was going on about this beaver, and he was going on about the house they lived and he called
No,
it
you are,
he
but what
called
am
it a
I?
damn house. And I said, I that's a good one. Yes, yes, that is exactly what kind of damn that is. But he said damn house, and I went, what did you just say? And he goes, damn house. And I went, get out of my damn house. And he fell in the floor laughing at me. And so I had to call my mom. I says, Mom, you've got to hear this story. So I had him go into it about the beaver and the wooden house. And by the time we got to that point, boy, my mom was rolling in the floor. And so then I turned it into, you know, uh, what kind of a if a beaver is dirty, he goes into the bathroom and he takes a what? Damn shower. He takes a damn shower. You know, we went into that for like 5 minutes, and my mom was losing her mind. And Vinny thought that was the funniest thing ever. So yeah, we played it until we wore it out on him. But boy, I mean, legit laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. It was gorgeous. So yeah, I had to share that with you guys. We had a running gag about a damn house, but okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I want to thank DJ Sandwich for waking up, wake and bake with Vinny and Mini Vinny, and for Scottish Tiger sitting down and keeping my brain straight with all this conversation. I hope you guys had a good time looking at the pictures and hearing the stories about how the Scottish Tiger and I traverse. Oh yes, I saw that, sir. I will get that to you. I have something. Yes, I saw it. I haven't forgotten. I have something I want to send you that you don't have one of. You need, but I will get that to you. I haven't forgotten. I just, I got the message. Thank you very much. But yes, Scottish Tiger and I traversing Scotland from top to bottom and all the way across as we build. Hopefully next year, if God willing, I can plan to be in Scotland in have a good enough time with Mini Vinny. We got a lot of hoops to jump through before we can do that. Okay. Always good to see the images and your interpretation of your trip. And some of the images came from Scottish. Scottish sent me pictures, and I added them to my camera. So he sent me everything, and I downloaded all the things. Some of these are mine, some of these are his. But yeah, we're gonna go outside and play some ball while we still got good weather. And everybody else out there, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Remember that no matter what happens in this world, that in a place called home, the mob will always be your home. We're here for you. We're here for each other. And if you have not heard this come from anybody else in your life, you are important. You matter. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your chin up. And if you need anything, call me. All right? All right, boys and girls. Be good. Be safe. Arrivederci. We'll catch you later. See if we can do some streaming later. Play some games. We'll see. Be good. Bye.